We are back to Prep Recruiting inside a PRI National Signing Day 2015. What all these other days have been about culminates with today's action. And we were all over the place getting the best content for you. And Rene, it's a lot more than LSU, a lot more than Tulane, or even a lot of other state schools. This is a hotbed of national recruiting.
And not only the big schools, the best of the big come into the state of Louisiana and the area of New Orleans and come away with talent. And one of the guys that you had a chance to talk to, Rick, is Kurt Merritt out of Destrehan, who's going to not only a big school, but the Oregon Ducks that played in the national championship this past season. He was one of the best, winning the Spark Challenge in July in nowhere else but Beaverton, Oregon. So we'll see how he turns out. But here's a good look at Kurt Merritt, who you talked with earlier today.
Here in St. Charles Parish, and we're here with Kurt Merritt, the terrific Destrehan Wildcat multi-purpose athlete, and you're getting ready to do something very important today. Tell us what that could be.
Sign at Edenton to University of Oregon.
And that's, congratulations on that. It's cold and rainy outside, but this is the best day not only of the year, but maybe the best day of your life. Tell us what it is about the Oregon Ducks first as a football team in a football program that attracted you to them.
It's a great football team. You know, the coaching staff have been there so long. That's what drove me to their offense, and they spread ball in the open and give the athletes space.
Tell us about what you've done at Destrehan so far, both academically and athletically, that's prepared you for this next big step.
For academically, I mean, I made honor roll, A's and B's. For the past 2 years, and on the field, I mean, we had unbelievable 2 years as a football team, and couldn't ask for a better team.
With Tyron Ferguson, Edna Carr heading to Nebraska, why the Cornhuskers?
Just the family atmosphere out there, the way they coach Trent Bray, Coach Mike Riley. They are committed to the game of football. They're committed to their players, not only on the field, but outside of the field. Produce a lot of student athletes. Invest their time into study hall, a lot of time into study hall, and the way that they coach and the way that they pursue the excellence of education, I like that about the Cornhuskers and the coaching staff.
You got a lot of pressure at the end of this recruiting process, so had a lot of schools wanted you at the very end.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stick with who, like you say, no new friends, man. It's, I know it's all a business in this college, in the college atmosphere. And coaches are just trying to keep their job and keep food on their plate, and they got to get the best of the best players. Even if you're like the second, even if you're like a last option, they still have to get the players in. And I didn't stress that too much. I always take an interest in whoever wants me, whoever's offering me a scholarship. And by the end of the day, you got to stick with who's with you since day one. Coach Trent Bray and Mike Riley, the whole Oregon State staff, even though they relocated to Nebraska, they all stuck with me since I hurt my knee, man. First year I played, I hurt my knee, and they stuck with me, and they stuck with me every day. So I appreciate them for that.
With Brandon Singleton,
yes, sir.
It's cold and rainy outside, but it's the best day of the year inside, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what you're doing today. I think it's something special.
Yes, sir. I'm coming to sign my national letter of intent.
With?
Cal Berkeley.
That's right.
Yes,
well up in Northern California, it is remarkable the number of terrific players that has gone to Cal Berkeley. Not only Marshawn Lynch with the Seattle Seahawks, but Brian Delapuente was here with the Saints. Tell us what you liked most. It is always something unique. Tell us something that you liked most about University of California, Berkeley.
When I went up to Cal, I mean, as you said, the atmosphere is just amazing up there, and and they're also the #1 public institution in the world. So I just figured that it was a win-win situation, like you said, with all the athletes that came out. So I just think it'd be a great opportunity for me to go in.
Ken Trahan with Fred Brown of Hahnville, and great opportunity for you to go play in a great conference at Purdue. Talk about the decision that you made.
I just wanted to, a lot of people were trying to sway my mind, but I wanted to go to the Big Ten, and I feel like I deserve the Big Ten, so that's the route I took.
What did you like about Purdue?
Everything. Everything.
Did Drew Brees a call? Did you ask him?
Nah, I did talk to Curtis Lofton, though.
Yeah, good idea. Hey, Curtis is another one. So when you look at your skill right now, what do you see as your strong point? What do you think you do best?
right now, I see myself stopping the run real good and controlling my gap and getting some sacks.
Tell us what intrigued you and what interested you and got your name on the dotted line with Mizzou.
What really attracted me to Missouri was the head coach, and then I would like to say like the line coach, and then Pat Washington. He's an excellent recruiter, and he recruits our area, and he basically sold me on that idea. And then once we stepped off of the plane, it just was family. My mom and them fell in love with it, and I fell in love with it, and I felt like that I'd like to spend my 4 to 5 years there.
So your recruiting coach and your position coach were the same guy?
My recruiter coach was Pat Washington, and my line coach was Kulikowski. They call him Coach Cool because his last name is hard to pronounce.
What have they told you football-wise? Is there plans for you going forward? Because you've played inside, you've played outside, you've played, showed some versatility between the two. What do you think Missouri is going to do with you?
I think they're probably going to play me as a DN, but as far as probably D-tackle probably too, because they say I could play both positions. It's just what best fits the team, and I'm just looking to play early and, benefit the team and hopefully win championships.
Keelan Beverly heading to UTEP, cornerback. Congratulations. Why the Miners?
Oh, because one of the reasons they told me they run a 4-2-5 defense, and they said I could come in and play a little early because they had graduated like 6 DBs. They told me, so I figured I could go in and make a a big impact. And first thing I'm trying to be a student first, and try to get to the league too. So
here on the campus of the St. Augustine Purple Knights, and here with Stanley Morgan, National Signing Day, Stanley, and you made a commitment early, and you've stood up to your commitment, you've honored your commitment, and tell us where you're going.
I'm going to Nebraska.
And you're going to be a Cornhusker. And they just had a coaching change, but I think that the tradition of Nebraska football is going to continue.
Yeah, it is. I got a good wide receiver coach coming in. We're going to get this thing rolling.
That's exactly right. Tell us how the coaching change at Nebraska maybe gave you second thoughts, made you re-examine, but ultimately stick with your initial decision.
It was Mike Riley coming down to see me, giving me my commitment, and I stuck with it. He stuck with me.
Deshaun Capers-Smith headed to Texas A&M. Deshaun, you made your decision a long time ago. Why the Aggies?
I mean, it's the atmosphere out there. Like I told you once before, the people just get better and better, but the coaching staff tried to build a couple of relationships with Coach Chavis, Terry Joseph, and Coach Sumner.
Now, you're the Gatorade Player of the Year. Might they take a peek at you on both sides of the ball?
I will hope so, and yes, sir.
So you may get some reps on offense and some shots at cornerback.
Yes, sir.
We have talked a few times, and you're the guy that's cool under pressure in a huddle. You never lost your cool or anything. Is that something that was inside of you, or that's something that you had to manufacture?
I mean, I was always like that, stay humble. But, sometimes my character might come out of hand when it's in a big game. But other than that, on the field and out the field, I'm the most respectful person ever.
Drew Brees, your guy too, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Deshaun, the thing is that you had a chance to look at a lot of different schools. What other schools did you strongly consider?
I mean, I also looked at Ole Miss, Tennessee, Texas Tech, and Arizona. A couple of them were trying to offer me as a quarterback. I was looking into it, but I felt home with A&M.
Here at John Curtis Christian School with Bo Wallace, getting ready to go to Notre Dame. Congratulations, Bo. Tell me what's going on today.
Nothing much, honestly. I say nothing much, but most people say it's life-changing. We're signing our letters of intent to go off to college, which I'm kind of psyched to do, and it's a dream that's come true that I've dreamt about for years.
And you committed to Notre Dame quite a while ago, and you stuck by that commitment. So that says a lot about you and your value system. But tell me why you committed to Notre Dame so early. What was it about that school that made you know that was a place for you?
Me committing to Notre Dame was definitely a thought, a dream that I dreamt about as a child, like I said. But for sure, the education was something that stuck out to me. I've been in a lot of schools that education was valued a lot. So me changing it, that was not happening. So definitely going to a program with education that's top in the country, and that, it's like one of the best schools that you can, get a scholarship from, and I'm excited.